Alright guys, so I was going to break this up into 3 videos, but I'm actually just going to make it one, and luckily I get to talk with you guys today because this is going over some of the wrist exercises that you see in the home body skate program through the Train Heroic app. We have 3 different dynamic movements that we really usually end up with wrist stress on, and that's flexion, extension, and deviation or ulnar radial deviation. These exercises are done to help improve some of the strength of the stabilizers of the wrist, because skateboarders, we fall, we hit, we get beat up on these unfortunately, and swollen, sprained, and so on. I don't know how many times I've sprained my wrist. This one's really bad. Like, I can't move it much more than that from falls that I took back when I was a teenager. And so even when it comes to doing some of my more advanced exercises, I have some difficulty with this. We just get hammered with these, unfortunately. So the first one I'm going to touch on is flexion. So flexion of the wrist is actually going downward in this fashion. This utilizes some of the forearm muscles that connect through the wrist and control the stability of the hand and the wrist and the metacarpals and so on. But when we go through and we fall, we usually impact this way. This gets strained and weakened, and then we have a lot of compression in the wrist. So going through this drill is really simple. So the first variation, or the easiest variation, is just straight against the wall. I'm gonna lean against it, and I'm gonna push to the tips of my fingers. Now I wanna come down slow as I can, and not bending the elbows as I do this. So I wanna keep the elbows pretty straight with each one. And as I do this, I'm gonna complete the reps as it says, like in the Train Heroic app for that exercise. To make it harder, I can lean lower and further against, because it's going to push more weight into it if you're a little bit stronger. When I get into wrist extension is lifting the palm upward, and where my palm is facing the floor, or I'm coming up, bringing my fingers up. So when I do this one's a little uncomfortable if you have a hard wall to do it against. So maybe find something, towel, or maybe you have I don't know, maybe you're a psycho and you're in an insane asylum and still doing this, and you have padded walls. But what you're gonna do is plant the knuckles down, keep the wrist straight, and then you're going to come up to a fist here, and then try to control back down. Now, what this is doing is actually extending and kind of separating that wrist joint to where we can actually get a little bit of decompression in that wrist, especially from taking all those slams. But you just go through, keep the elbow straight, come up to the wrist, come flat back down to the palms being open, and repeat. So then this builds up some of the stabilizers on the back side of the forearm, where oftentimes we don't really work with stuff like that. So we build up those forearms. And the same, just like with the wrist flexion, if I want to make it harder, I can come down and I can lean lower against the wall. So then the last one is deviation, or ulnar deviation. We call this exercise wrist rock. And basically we go into a fist, or a fist rock, I should say. We go into a fist, and then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go and put the bottom of the pinky down, and then straighten them out, and then put the knuckle of the thumb into the wall and go straight. So going back and forth like this, when we come down, you're gonna notice that we are gonna get some elbow flexion. So we're gonna get some flexion extension here. So you'll get a little bit of a tricep workout in this one as well. It won't be the worst thing in the world, but just going through and repeating. So elbows go down to the bottom of the pinky, then I push the knuckle in, back and forth. So these are the 3 exercises. These are the 3 exercises utilized in the Train Heroic app for the home body skate program. Even if you don't follow the app, you can just do these to help improve the condition of your wrists. And then on my Instagram, I've also done other exercises for mobilization and stretches for the wrist. So feel free to look those up at the Coach Mitch. So I hope you guys like the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. Go buy the skate program app, the home body skate program level 1 from the Train Heroic store through my website, coachedbymitch.com. And I hope to hear from you guys soon. So take it easy.